Hey guys, I hope that you guys are doing amazing wherever you are in the world. My name is Shikha and I welcome you to my channel. I'm so grateful that you guys are listening, commenting, and subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate all of the support. In this video, I want to speak to you guys about how INFJs bring their obsessions into clothing as well. And this is a very simple idea, but it's something that dominates a lot of my life and has dominated a lot of my life in the past. And so I really wanted to do a video on this. So once an INFJ, or once an individual like us, likes a piece of clothing. Now it's very hard for us to like a piece of clothing. It takes a lot. The fabric has to be right, the fit has to be right, it has to feel soft, it has to be worn in. The color has to be perfect. It has to feel comfortable. We have to be able to put it on without feeling like, no, I don't think so. We have to be able to put it on every single time and feel, yeah, I think I'm good. I can go on out with this outfit. And there's very few things like that that make us feel comfortable. We are always, for me specifically, I'm always trying to cover up my body as much as possible. So as I said recently in a video that I did, I'm kind of obsessed with jumpsuits because, they're long pants, and then if they have long sleeves, I'm like set. I don't have to think about it. Just one piece of clothing and I'm done, right? But what happens with us is that because we're also thrifty and miserly, or whatever you want to call it, we're frugal, when we like a piece of clothing, we only just usually get one. Now, I'm actually changing that personality of mine and trying to, as much as possible, when I like a piece of cloth or a pair of shoes or a watch or whatever it might be, if I really like it, then I'll make sure that I'll grab one or two or at least three pieces of the same item so that I have it for as long as I live, hopefully, but for a long time, right? But mostly, sometimes you can't find the same item. Sometimes you're just not even thinking in that right mode. Sometimes you're traveling while you're buying these things and you're like, well, I'm not gonna buy 3 of these. I don't have space in my suitcase. Whatever happens, sometimes you don't end up doing it. And for me, I've spent so many hours of my life, an inexcusable amount of time in my life. I should really not be doing this, but I've spent a lot of time in my life searching for that perfect item. So going on used online shop stores, or going on eBay, or just walking around thrift stores or walking around random stores and trying to find the particular item. For example, this is one of my hats. And as you guys can tell, she is a little bit worn out. She's torn and, she's old. And this color is not what it was actually supposed to be. It is definitely very old. I love her and I've worn her a lot, and I mean a lot. Like, I think I've worn her straight through for 3 years, every single day. Especially as soon as I moved to Thailand, I wore her every single day because it's hot here and she's perfect and I can carry her around. As you can tell, I've given her a gender because she's pretty and has flowers on her, so she's obviously female. So I have her now. Now, I'm not using her anymore because if I use her anymore, she's gonna die. She's gonna basically fall apart, and then I won't have her in my life anymore. And so what I've done in the past few years, she's made of a very specific fabric. It's Liberty Grand, and it's a fabric company in London. And this actually hat is from a used store in Toronto, Kind Exchange, and the store doesn't exist anymore. Basically what they do is that they get used stuff from other people and they sell it, and they kind of went out of business a few months back, I think last year. And I went to that store over and over again when I was in Toronto looking for another one of these hats. Now originally this hat is from Urban Behavior, so the person who originally bought it and then gave it to Kind Exchange bought it from Urban Behavior, which is a store in Toronto in Canada, in North America. I think, I'm not really sure if it's anywhere else. And so obviously I went to every Urban Behavior that I could find in Toronto to look for this hat. I couldn't find it. So I went to Liberty Grand, the fabric company that makes the fabric that the hat is made of, and I talked to them about it. They didn't have an answer for me. I went on eBay looking for it. I was like, maybe someone else is selling this. Obviously I did not find it. I posted on Facebook on random used clothing store Facebook groups, which I'm part of. No one had an answer for me. Eventually I was like, all right, I can't wear her anymore because I'm going to break her down, only special occasions. And so I have her. I take her with me everywhere. Even though I don't use her, I could have left her in Toronto, but I want her to be around me all the time. And so she's there. She's actually hanging on one of those hooks in my room, and she just sits there all day long, just waiting to be used again. Now, you're probably thinking that I'm a little bit insane, and I totally agree with you. I'm not even just a little bit. I think I'm absolutely crazy for doing this. I spend so much of my time worrying about this. And I'm thinking to myself now that I actually say this out loud, I'm actually grateful that I'm single right now, because if I was doing this and my partner found out, he would definitely think there's something wrong with me and maybe even divorce me or break up with me, because he'd be like, are you seriously spending time on this kind of stuff? Now, I don't want to say this, but I'm going to. This is just one of those items that I'm spending so much time looking for. Now, this is one hat. It's great. I love her. I'm looking for her. I didn't find her. Now I'm just giving up. So I actually did give up after a while, right? Well, occasionally I'll go on eBay and look for her, but like that's very occasionally, right? Now that's just one item. There's so many other items that I have found over the years that I loved wearing, that I absolutely adore, that I want to find more of because I did not buy enough of them. And so I go back online to different stores looking for that same item over and over and over again. Now there's at least, I would say, maybe 4 or 5 of these kind of items right now that I'm searching for actively, and maybe 4 or 5 others that I've given up the search for. And they're in the back of my mind always, kind of when I'm walking through stores, when I'm walking through used clothing stores, or whenever I'm going shopping, I always think of those items and I always try to find similar items to those. So all of this to say that INFJs are obsessive, not only with regards to their obsessions, which is that, you know, if I'm obsessed with being an INFJ, then I go and search for the stuff and I read about it and I watch videos on it. So we have those kind of obsessions, like related to subjects, right? But we also have these random weird obsessions where we get obsessed with a particular item or a particular piece of clothing or a particular person, and we just kind of go insane. We find out everything about this person. We find out everything about this piece of clothing. We try to find more of these pieces of clothing. We try to find more pieces so we can have them in our closet. Or we'll buy 2 or 3 of the same kind because we know that we're gonna, if we run out of one of them, because we know we love it so much, that we want more and more and more of these items in our closet. Now, as I said, I've learned and I've kind of gotten a little smarter. And, you know, I think someone commented a few days ago in the comment section that, you know, tip for INFJs is to buy several pieces of the same item, especially if you like it a lot. And that's exactly what I've been doing in the past few months, a year, I would say, is that whenever I think that an item is really good, it fits me really well, and I know that I'm going to be wearing it a lot, intuitively I can tell it, that I would make sure that I buy at least 2 of those pieces. And I have a couple of items in my closet right now that I have 2 of, that I know that I use a lot, and they're torn up already, and I just bought them a few months back. I'm thankful that I bought 2 of those, because one of the pieces is already falling apart, and I'm going to end up using the other one, and I'm going to start searching for them online like a crazy person. And I might find it, I might not find it. Most probably I won't. I would say out of all the searches I've had for these pieces of clothing that I look for, I would say maybe I found 1 out of all the different ones I've searched for in my life. So really, I would implore you guys, if you are an INFJ or if you have this kind of obsessive personality, that if you like something and it fits you well and you really feel comfortable in it, and you could wear it every single day of the rest of your life, then buy at least 2 or 3 pieces of that same item so you can have it for an eternity, or as long as possible. Eventually, maybe you'll get bored of it, although I feel like I couldn't. I mean, I've been wearing this hat for, as I say, years now, and my sister always looks at it and she says, aren't you? Isn't it time for you to buy a new hat? She's an INTJ and she doesn't have these kind of obsessions. She's really easygoing in terms of clothing. She'll give it up without even thinking about it. I don't think she has those sorts of attachments to pieces of clothing or inanimate objects in general. I don't think she does. But so that's what she would say, and I think to myself, but why? I mean, it fits me well, it works still. I know it's falling apart, but you know, that's just the price you pay for something, for loving something and wearing it to death, you know. And I hope that I will have this baseball cap for the rest of my life until I die. Maybe I'll be buried with it. Oh shit. Alright, before this video gets way too insane and I start coming across as an absolutely insane person, I'm going to stop talking. If you guys have any questions about this video topic or any other topics at all, any other videos that I've done, please message me anytime. All my contact information is in the description below. And I shall see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.